Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into The Great Gatsby's most iconic side character, turned main character, essentially, Nick Carraway, aka the guy who wrote a whole book about a man he barely knew just because he needed a creative writing outlet and a therapist. Let's answer the question our English teacher keeps on asking. Can we trust Nick Carraway? Okay, so Nick opens up the book like this. I'm inclined to reserve all judgment, chapter 1. And then, like, 5 seconds later, he's all Tom is a brute, Daisy's emotionally shallow, Jordan is a lying flirt. Gatsby, basically just glazes him. But this, I think, is like the literary version of someone saying no offense, but, and then roasting your entire personality. If Nick were like a TikToker, he would have a bio that would say no drama, just vibes, and then he's literally reacting to every I don't know, new age hype house drama going on, if this makes any sense. Okay, so moving on. Nick, he is judging, contrary to his previous statement, but it's just quiet. Throughout the book, Nick tries to maintain what I'd like to refer to as Midwestern decency, but let's be real. He's deep in the mess, like he's swimming in it. I was within and without. Translation: I am watching the drama unfold while pretending I'm above it, but I also would literally explode if I wasn't a part of it. Nick is the friend who says, I don't get involved, and then writes one of those biblically long 10 or more paragraph uh rants airing out everyone's dirty laundry, like the things that have the arrow. Yeah, that's an arrow at the corner of the text because it's just so long. Okay. um and Loki, why did I say that? I'm so sorry. Okay, anyways, Nick, he has a huge bias for Gatsby, as you can tell. Nick is so obsessed, it's honestly a little concerning. Like, he meets this man one time and immediately cancels his entire summer for him. It's like, and also he says, you're worth the whole damn bunch put together. Chapter 8. Who says that to an acquaintance? That's the kind of line, okay? That's the kind of line I would write in someone's yearbook in the 7th grade, and I'm still regretting it, okay? Like, guys, tell me honestly, if your friend told you that he moved from across the country, got rich illegally, stalked his ex, and then stalked his ex, who, by the way, is your cousin, and then died, would you, tell me honestly, would you write a whole memoir defending them? No, obviously, because Nick would, and he did. Like, he's not just a narrator, he's Gatsby's unpaid PR team, okay? Crisis manager, hype man. He's like spends the entire book saying everyone else sucks but this one bootlegging king. Pick a lane, okay? Like, pick a lane. Anyways, now here's where it gets fun. Some people still might defend Nick, but our teacher who's watching this right now, he knows. He's seen behind the curtain. He's probably seen different takes that say Nick is reliable, but he taught us what he believed was right and what I believe is right. And I really think, you know, King, we all love you. And I know you're holding your iced coffee right now, or you're standing up in the back of the classroom, your hands are in your pockets. I know the stance. I know the stance. Please don't cancel me. Um, but yeah. Anyways, let's be real, audience. We all know a Nick. Okay, moment of honesty. Raise your hands mentally. Don't actually. I don't want you to embarrass yourself. If you've ever known someone who swears on everyone else's souls but their own that they're not messy, but literally cannot mind their business, okay? Because I know a few people like that, and that's Nick. He is the one person in the group chat that starts every message with, I'm not saying this to be shady, but, and then proceeds to air out everyone's dirty laundry. Like, he's not a villain, he's not evil, but he's chronically dramatic with a writing minor, and he's that and that is dangerous. So now that I'm assuming almost everyone is on board with the Nick is biased agenda, I gotta ask, how about the people who don't agree? Do you still think Nick is a quiet bystander? Still think he's totally reliable and emotionally detached? Or have you, like me, and probably a lot of people, realized that he is narrating with one hand on a quill and the other dramatically clutching his pearls, okay? If you're still not convinced, it's alright. We're all on our own literary journeys. Just know that when Nick said, I was within and without, he was talking about you. Now, let's be messy for a moment. Nick said he's reporting what happened, but is he? Half the book is just him recounting conversations he wasn't present for or summarizing rumors with vibes instead of evidence. Example: Gatsby's backstory. Total mystery. Nick gives us some people said he's a spy, or someone said he's killed a man. Anyways, he's a really vague story of what actually happened. This man is not CNN. He's trying to be, but he's not at best. At best, he is TMZ, but really, I'd give him TLC. Okay? Anyways, let's talk about gender. Nick gives Gatsby a whole redemptive arc. He lets Tom off the hook with, he was one of those men who reach such an acute limited excellence at 21. Chapter 1. That so that is if someone told me that, oh my lord. But Daisy, her voice is full of money. Jordan, dishonest. Myrtle, thickish figure, faintly stout. Like, sir, we get it. You don't like whatever, who cares? It's not that big of a deal, buddy. Like, this one guy that anyways. Okay. I just had to thought I'd mention it. He kind of always dogs on a lot of the women in the book, and I know it's appropriate. Technically, is appropriate for the times, but now it's not appropriate for now, so I'm allowed to criticize it. Anyways, this is what really gets me. Nick tries to keep acting like he's not in the drama, but who rents the house next to Gatsby? Nick. Who reconnects Gatsby and Daisy? Nick. Who is literally there when Myrtle? Well, not actually there, but when Myrtle dies. Nick. He's not an outsider. He is the social glue of the entire plot. But he wants the reader to think that he's the moral island, sipping tea and watching everyone else crumble. No, babe, you're crumbling with them, I fear. By the end of the book, Nick is not narrating anymore. He's eulogizing. Gatsby believed in the green light, end quote, chapter 9. He doesn't say Gatsby lied to everyone, got rich off bootlegging, and through illegal parties. He says Gatsby had a dream and the world crushed it. Nick turned a man's delusion into an inspirational TED Talk. I mean, skills, but raw, use them for something else. Anyways, okay, hey, so yeah, sorry, quick intermission. I just had to switch mics because my old one died. Amazing. But anyways, okay, back to where I started. Let's bring in the grown-ups. Thomas Boyle, in Unreliable Narration of the Great Gatsby, argues Nick's storytelling is deeply skewed by his admiration for Gatsby and his discomfort with his own position in society. Basically, he's a messy queen with a type, rich dreamers, and unresolved class issues. Sarah Churchwell, legend, says in Careless People that Nick presents himself as morally superior, but his actions contradict his words. She calls him the passive enabler of the novel. Not wrong. And just for fun, James Phelan adds that unreliable narrations often tell the truth about others, but lie to themselves. No, never mind, that was not right. It was unreliable narrators often tell the truth about others, but lie to themselves. So, yes, Nick might be telling a truth, but it's his version, and it's dripping in delusion. Okay, a little bonus clue is the book is called The Great Gatsby. But think about it. Who's the only one who thinks that Gatsby is great? That's right, it's Nick. The rest of the world shrugs and goes, weird guy with parties. But Nick's out here writing a fan fiction. Like literally a fan fiction. The title tells us whose version of the story we're getting. Not Gatsby, not Daisy's, just Nick's glorified Gatsby gospel. So why does it matter? Because Fitzgerald isn't just telling a story. He's telling us how stories get told. Nick shows us that even the truth gets dressed up in vibes, personal bias, and poetic metaphors. And if you truly understand what's happening in this novel, you have to read between Nick's lines. Literally. So, next time someone says, Nick is just an honest narrator, tell them no. He's emotionally entangled, dramatic, and probably still writing Gatsby fan fictions from a Starbucks in Minnesota. Thanks for watching, class. Your emotions matter. Question your narrators, and remember, sometimes the most unreliable person in the room is the one who thinks you're the most honest. Bye bye.